it's a final, and there's something on the line that that's very important to us here in LA, which are trophies and important to our fans. It's also an important reward for our group this year and our club. We put in a lot of hard work, and in this industry, trophies is the proof of that. So, we're looking to be solely focused on that objective, and whatever has happened prior to or happens after plays no role in our thinking and our preparation at the moment.
What does it mean to? I'll start with you, Aaron. But the Open Cup mean to you? It's laced in antiquity. It's an important trophy. So many important people in American soccer have lifted it. So what does that Open Cup mean to you as a player, as a coach, as also a former player?
Yeah, like Steve said, it's a trophy, and you play this game for trophies, and we have an amazing group here. We've got to the final a few times now, and it's time to reward ourselves. Also, the Open Cup, like you said, has a ton of history, and as an American, it feels really important to keep this this cup and this competition alive. I know there's a ton of MLS teams that really love this tournament and felt like they got short-sighted a little bit by not being able to play in it. So we felt fortunate. We wanted to go for it from the beginning, and now we have the chance. So just trying to complete the job here.
I guess, Steve, having history, we don't have it compared to other countries, but this is something over 100 years been played. History for our sport. What does that mean to you, and creating more new history for this league, for this team?
I think my personal feelings are irrelevant, but it's a trophy that LFC has not won, and that's motivation enough for us.
Aaron, growing up as a young player, how aware were you of the Open Cup? Did it have any significance for you?
It did, actually, yeah. A lot of teams in Southern California are put together solely for the Open Cup, and through high school and even through college, there's these little Sunday leagues that pop up, and you can go and play in for some extra fitness when you're not in full season for college. And a lot of times these leagues would put together their own rosters and try to make it as far as they could in an Open Cup. And I believe one year a local side here from Southern California with a lot of guys that I know made it to like the final 8 maybe. And it was a huge thing, playing against professional teams. I think they played an MLS side and then got beat eventually. But it's that chance for a Cinderella story for so many teams and so many people around the world. So yeah, I definitely had a good knowledge of it.
When you see how important the domestic cups are in England or France or Spain, do you feel like there's something missing in the U.S.? People doesn't register that this has that much history. Is that important?
I don't know how the people feel. Again, for me, it's always been something that I've been aware of, and I've been close to winning, and I've got to a final. So to be back here now, trying to complete the job for myself, for the team, for the club, it's a big one.
For both you and Steve, how much does form matter in a match like this?
Not much at all. I think finals are different. Like Steve said, you're up for these games. It's not a job. It's not tough to get up for these games. Short week, long week, it doesn't matter. You'll be there. You'll bring the intensity, and it's whatever team brings it on the day.
Steve, what does form play a part for you? For them, does it mean anything?
I don't think so. I think anything that happened yesterday or happened at the grocery store with my family, or what's on our grocery list or what's not, or what I brought home, has no bearing on tomorrow, much less form or results. This is a one-off. This is one game Wednesday night. We at home, and I think our fans first and foremost deserve a victory, but I can tell everyone on this Zoom and at home, our players and every staff member at LAFC deserves this too. It's been an amazing effort, and I would love for all of us to reward ourselves. No, nothing matters prior to this, and Wednesday has nothing to do with what happens that after. It's just one night where we're going to come together and give it our best.
John, we'll turn it over to you on Zoom.
Thank you very much. We'll begin with Scott French.
Hi, Steve. Got 2 questions for you. First off, Sporting Kansas City. What do you see in them? What are the biggest challenges they present?
Yeah, it's a fluid, free-flowing attack with 4 players and some outside backs overloading on some flanks as well. A team that when they are in the opponent's half in the offensive end, they go for it. and that makes them dangerous. They have poachers in around the box. They can shoot from distance. They are good in second balls. After crossing situations, they invest numbers into those areas. We'll try to lock teams into that end of the field. And I think that makes them good, and especially of late, and it makes them dangerous. So they do have weaknesses like every team, which we'll try to exploit. But I think it's a team right now who has been creating a lot of chances, and that's a warning sign definitely for us.
And secondly, and this is a broader question beyond Open Cup, but your assessment of your recent form, and what are the things that you're not seeing that you would like to see?
I don't think that has any relevance for this game.
No, it doesn't. It's a broader question.
Well, this is a press conference for the Open Cup final, so I'll try to keep it about that.
A press conference about LAFC.
Sure. I'd still like to focus on this game. And, if you want to talk bigger picture, of course, we're always thinking about what's next. That's our jobs. We've mapped out every scenario. We talk about every opponent coming up. Those are all also important. But for right now, we're not talking about it. And this is, first of all, important to treat in a very professional and positive manner. And then we'll move on from there.
For journalists who might have joined on time, we did start a little early, so a reminder, if you are interested in asking the question, please use the virtual raise your hand function here in Zoom. We'll move on to Charles Bowman.
Hi, gents. Thanks for speaking today. This is for both of you, if you are willing. I know that having struggles in cup finals is a symptom of success, and the culture of the club is to win things, and you can't lose finals if you don't reach them, but some players and coaches speak of a psychological weight that comes from those experiences. Is that something that you have spoken about or have had to address or consider lead up to this one?
I'll take this. I think the group right now is hungry. I'll leave it at that. To taste these finals a couple times in a row now, and to get this close, I'll just leave it as we're a very hungry group. We know it's at stake. We know it's on the line. We know what it feels like to win. We know what it feels like to lose, and we really like one of those. So we're gonna get everything on the day.
The reality is every game has its own story, and nothing that's happened in the past can hurt us Wednesday night. It can only help. We have experiences in these games, and that can only be positive. So, but again, it's a completely different game, different opponent, different time of the year, different roster. So it's unfair to draw, and it makes no sense to me as the coach of LAFC. I understand your roles and your jobs, but in all due respect, it makes no sense for us. It doesn't make sense for us to think about that, because it's just a completely different event on Wednesday and set of circumstances.
Thank you. We'll move on to Sean McCaffrey with the Marlon Roland on deck.
Thank you both for your time. Aaron, of course, I've seen you playing a few of these tournaments in New York. How would you say the team feeling, whether it be the locker room on the field, the confidence, the expectancy, would vary for those teams as well as we've been since?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say that again?
In the past, of course, I've seen you playing in these similar games in New York. And I'm just wondering if there's a different vibe, a different feeling this time around compared to the times in New York as well as other times.
Like Steve said, I think every game is different, right? So there's not similar vibes going into these games. I think every game, every competition, every opponent is a little bit different in its own way. What I can tell you is that we're confident in ourselves. We like our roster. We like our tactics. We like our formations that we're cooking up here. And I think on the day, if we bring it, we're really confident in ourselves that we can beat anyone in this league. And the confidence is high within the group right now going into this game.
Thank you. We'll move on to Marlon Roland, followed by Jeff Reuter.
Hey, Steve. Igor Oliveira has been a big part of the offense this year. It seems like the team misses his explosiveness on the field. Is there a chance we get to see him in the Open Cup final?
Yes, there is.
Thank you.
Mr. Reuter.
Hey, it's Jeff Reuter with The Athletic here. Thanks for taking the time.
Mr. Reuter, I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. This is one for both of you, actually. I think often when we talk about this tournament, it's about the context of its history, but this year has been very different, where it's a lot of focus on its future as well, and just what will the Open Cup look like. To you, as you look about approaching this game, how do you think about both that context of the finals that have come before it, LAFC's experience within it, but also the state of the tournament and what could come in 25 and years to follow? Thank you.
Yeah, I understand the question, but none of us sitting here right now, neither Aaron or I, can affect the future, and so it doesn't really make sense for us to think about it, much less comment on it. Other people in other positions, are in charge of the future of this tournament and as well as the past. We set out at the beginning of the season with our eyes on this competition as when we might have a chance to win. Here we are, one step away, and we are laser focused on that. And what happens next is up to much smarter people than the two sitting here right now. Well, I should speak for myself. Sorry.
Facts. No.
Yeah.